last one, social bias. I use this framework all the time. We finally just closed the deal up in a neighborhood where nobody's getting sales. Like if you guys, Mike, how in the world do you take and go close neighborhoods and make a ton of money? This is how I do it. Probably the number one reason people buy is they got social proof or social bias. It just works. So what it is sales rep, customer, and you're like, look at those happy people. Why do you think beer commercials have hot chicks? You want the good life? You're gonna have to drink some beer, right? Like if you want the good life, you see all these people that have these diseases and they can take these pills and then everybody's like happy on the screen, right? They're trying to convey that it creates the social proof. I take and I'm like, look at so-and-so. They got solar on their house. What it does is it kind of does a few things. When I can point at this house, say, trust me, everybody's doing it. If they can do it, so can you. They already did their homework. I like helping people outsource their decision making. Probably one of my favorite examples is literally a guy on the street signed up to buy solar from me, and I was like 4 houses down, and I was talking with this guy. The guy really liked me, and my new friend, walks by with his wheelbarrow, and I was like, hey Brian, how you doing? He's like, oh good. Then I was like, yeah Brian, I was like, he's getting solar from me. And he goes, yeah man, it's cool. And he keeps going like that. And the new customer, Mr. Customer I was talking to, is like, well, it was good for him. It's good for me. Okay, cool. And I couldn't figure out how to get an appointment with him. Him and his wife, their calendars didn't line up, and it was just a straight up Hail Mary. I could not figure out how to close this thing. I'm like, well, you got 15 minutes right now. Let's sit down and run your numbers. And he's like, yeah. So we sat down. I'm like, okay. I'm like, normally I do this with a husband and a wife, but I can't figure out how to get you here, so I guess we'll do it. And if you have a problem, just let me know. And he's like, okay. But he literally said to me, he goes, well, Brian, I know he does his homework, so if he does his homework, it's fine. Okay, cool. Literally just like that. And then I went through the whole neighborhood. So social proof. Like they did it. It allows people to buy. In fact, when we were in the close with Britt Saturday, I'm like trying to help them understand that this is a good thing. I'm like, I mean, you've seen how many houses all up and down Elk Ridge Drive that have got solar on it now. I'm like, and I'll show you why. This is why. And I kind of explain it. I'm like, does that make sense? Now do you see why everybody's getting it? I say that all the time. Does that make sense? Do you see why everybody's getting it? Like I paint the picture. There's probably only 5% of people, maybe 10% that have solar, but I paint the picture like they all have it. See why everybody's got it? Yeah, get them to focus on that. All right, cool, let's do it.